Alright, Trini style pepper shrimp. Okay, one of my viewers, Annmarie Buchholz, said I think you should honour Reshmi and Batman and cook an authentic Trini dish. So I'm going to do my best, and I've used the wonderful Trini pepper shrimp recipe by Taste of Trini, by my friend Reshmi at Taste of Trini, and I'm going to try and copy that fairly faithfully as I go along. The only thing I couldn't get hold of was some decent shell-on tiger prawns, but what I'm using are some cleaned and deveined peeled king prawns, which I can use here. These are known as shrimp in the United States and also in the Caribbean islands, but it's the same thing. It's very tasty shrimp. In addition to the shrimp, I need the juice of half a lemon, which I've got here. I'll need some half a red onion, which I've chopped up, about 3 scallions or chive, or in Britain we call those spring onions. They're chopped up finely, and to make it proper Trini, it's got ketchup in it, and there's a generous tablespoon of ketchup there. There's just a little teaspoon of sesame oil. Sesame oil is a fantastic oil for flavouring, but it can very easily overpower, so use it in small amounts. But it can really add a beautiful nutty taste and really lift the flavour of anything stir-fried, really, and that's basically what this is. It's a stir-fried shrimp or prawn recipe. I've added a couple of cloves of garlic, which I've chopped up fairly coarsely, and there are 3 slices of fresh ginger there. In addition to that, I've got a couple of tablespoons of Caribbean green seasoning, and I'll put a link to that here above here. You'll see it somewhere above there. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing we'll need is salt and pepper, and you'll need some oil for stir frying. Right, let's get on. The first thing I want to do is marinate these prawns. So I'm going to get in my green seasoning, mix that in there. I also want to get in my sesame oil. I want to get in my ketchup. And I'm deviating ever so slightly from Taste of Trini's recipe, I know, but I'm just kind of winging it really and trying to do my version of it. Get in there with my fingers, mix it up. One ingredient I failed to mention was I've got half, in addition to the pepper that's in the Caribbean green seasoning, I've got half a Scotch bonnet pepper there, which I've chopped up, and I want to get that marinating my lovely king prawns or shrimp, and I'm going to sit that in there for about half an hour and then get back to you. Okay, the prawns, my shrimp have been marinating now for about 2 hours. I know I said half an hour, but I've let them marinate for a couple of hours because it suits my timeline. And now, and only now, I'm going to add the lemon juice. Now the reason for that is I didn't want the acid of the lemon juice to start cooking the prawns, rather like in ceviche where they use the acid to cook the fish or whatever, by the actual work or the acid on the prawns, because it has a tendency to start to break down the tissues in the meats or in the fish or in the prawns. Alright, so I'm adding that lemon now, just before I cook it, and I'm also adding, because I can, a generous amount of black pepper. And black pepper is one of the great flavourings for prawns. It brings out the sweetness of them. Alright, I'm also, because I'm not cooking them shell on, I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch, corn flour, to them just to protect the texture of them as they cook, and it'll help absorb some of that liquid as well. So I'm just going to stir that in and mix it all around. And I'm just going to add some oil to my pan. The pan's really hot at the moment, so I'm going to add a bit of oil, a couple of tablespoons. Going to get in my garlic to start sweetening the oil. And also my ginger. I'll drop those bits in. And to bring down the temperature, throw in my onion. I'll give that a stir around. Just to get that started. And now in goes my hot pepper. If you struggle with the heat, you can leave that out because there is hot pepper in the Caribbean seasoning. And into that now goes my shrimp. And along with all its marinade. Pepper shrimp is hot and it lifts up with the steam when you're cooking and gets right deep into your lungs, so be careful. This makes an extremely hot but delicious shrimp dish, and you want to keep those moving around. And as you see, look, they're starting to turn that nice colour, that pink colour, and all the grey is slowly disappearing. And in a very British fashion, my brother and I are going to have these with French fries, or chips as we call them. So we're having a proper Anglo Trini Bagonian dish of pepper shrimp and chips. I think that's rather funny. That's what you could call a proper mid-Atlantic dish, huh? I'll put a bit more lemon juice in that, because no seafood ever suffers for a bit of lemon juice. And I'm just going to allow that now to finish cooking for the last couple of minutes. It doesn't need long. Great texture, lovely feel to those prawns, really nice, beautiful dish. Another quick sprinkle of black pepper. And over that now goes half of my spring onions, or scythe as you call them in Trinidad. Oh, I'm really going to enjoy this. It smells wonderful, boys and girls. It smells amazing. Take that off the heat, turn the heat off. Oh. And get you a close up on that. And just as a final garnish now, we'll put on the last of the spring onions, which add a nice fresh crunch right at the end of the cooking. Beautiful. And the sweet garnish too. There we go. Trini pepper shrimp. I suppose you want me to taste that now, don't you? I think I have to. I think I have to, because it would be rude not to. Let me get a bit of pepper with that. Okay. Oh, well, it's certainly fiery hot. The king prawns, or the shrimp, are really sweet and delicious, and that lemon just gives it a lovely little kick. I'm made up with that dish, and thanks to my dear friend Reshmi at Taste of Trini for coming up with this fantastic recipe. And I think this one's going to make a regular appearance on my table.
If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.